Alright, so we're on to another weekend. Had to take the motor back out, not that it was really all the way in anyways. Got it in there and figured out that the bottom piece for the mount, for the transmission mount, was broke off. So I got another one of those. So I'm going to take the transfer case off before I get it all in there. Take the back piece off, put that new one on, and then we're going to roll the truck ahead right now and put the flatbed on it, because I mean, right, take that chain and go up by the flatbed and we'll strap her on. Actually, no, wait, we got to pull the truck forward first. So put the chain in there and we'll roll the truck forward. Get that rolled forward, chalked up, flatbed on it, and then I'll get that back piece on the transmission, and then we'll stick her in, and we'll be all good to go. Have to cut that fuel cell off the back. I used to have that routed right into Poop Patrol's tank. So if you ever needed extra fuel, you just open the valve and it would fill the tank back up. But since it's going to be gas, I don't want it on there. I'll have extra room on the flatbed anyway, so. All right, you got to switch over to that side. Ah, it's good to have an 11-year-old to run the skid steer for you. Alright, that went really well, like extremely well. We put it on, set it down, and Brode put the skid steer up against this side, gave it a little push. And the holes are even lined up. We got it so close to put the bolt in.
I broke it.
Thumbs up.
Still broke it.
So it's looks awesome. We got it right back on, right in the right spot the very first time. Look at that. It's just got to go ahead like not even 1/8 of an inch. It's so close. So
You can bolt that down tonight.
well, I ain't got the bolts to bolt down tonight, but we got that on. I'll cut that fuel cell off because I don't need that. But yeah, get that bolted down. Get them. Get the springs bolted back in. I got the bolts for that. I'll bolt that back in there tonight, and then we'll get that taken apart, put the new piece on. Hopefully, if we can't get the motor in tonight, we'll do it tomorrow morning, and then just start working on the motor. Once we get the motor all back together and stuff we need on it, I'll start putting the fenders to it, and then yeah, starting to look like a truck again now. We can put the stacks on it even if we want to. Starting to look like its old self again, except the front end doesn't look very healthy, but yeah.
You look so nice.
Alright, so now it's Sunday. Got the back end of the transmission off. The old one there. Luckily the bearing came right out. It's in really good shape. So I just pushed it into the new one. Just cleaning up this here. Gonna put some silicone on it. And gonna put it on. Bolt it in place. And I'm not gonna put the transfer case back on until I get the motor and stuff in the truck. It'll just make it easier to set it all in place. A lot less weight, get it up, jacked up in place, put it on later. So we'll get that done and get her lifted back in. For the most part, she's sitting in place. I just need to get one motor mount put in there and I can line them up better. The transmission is sitting where it should be now. I just got to get the transfer case. Just gonna put it in the garage for now till next weekend. Then I'll stick it up in place. This is the back of the transmission that was broke. That's where it's supposed to bolt to the cross member. So that's a piece of crap. I'll throw that in this van. And big thanks to Brode for running the skidster for me while I put the motor in. It's always nice to have a helping hand when you're putting stuff in. Boys, it looks some good in there. That's all the big stuff done now. Next weekend I can pick away all the little stuff and it's gonna go way faster now.
Hey, look, I'm
I got only 2 bolts put in here for right the moment, but I'll get the other 2 put in. Then the flatbed's all in place to be bolted down. Just gotta buy bolts for that. I'm gonna cut that fuel cell off because I don't need that anymore. And then, yeah, it's just mostly getting the engine ready. A couple odds and ends, and then it'll fly together now because that's, like I said, that's all the big stuff. The hardest thing left to do will be to put the transfer case up in because it's freaking heavy, but I'll just set it on that jack and jack it up in place and bolt it on. So until next time,